Chapter 3.1 The Sinister Trap. Internet porn is a subtle and sinister trap that women and nature have combined to devise. Some of us are even warned about the dangers, but we can't believe how we aren't enjoying it. But what gets us into the first place? Typically, it's free samples from amateurs and professionals who share. That's how the trap is sprung. If instead it warned us of the dangers of what we would be getting into before even making that first peek, then the alarm bell would scream. But these bells don't scream. Perhaps it is the shocking nature of many clips that reassures our young minds will never become hooked, thinking because we don't enjoy them, we can stop whenever we want to. Or maybe the seeming innocence of soft material doesn't trigger any alarm bells, much like a skillfully weaving that a con artist can play directly in our minds. As intelligent human beings, we then understand why half the adult population was systematically addicted to something cutting down on our very potential to perform what we are viewing. Curiosity brings us closer to the doorstep of the addiction, but we don't dare to click on the thumbnails we are glancing at, fearing they make us ill or send us into a perilous and immortal pathway. And if we accidentally click on one, we often our only desire is to get away from that page as soon as possible, while at the same time desperately curious even more. Once this process has started, we are trapped. From now on, we spend the rest of our lives trying to understand why we do it, telling our children not to start, and at all times trying to escape ourselves. The trap is designed such that we try and stop only due to an incident, whether sexual performance, loss of career, or failure in exams, shortage of a drive, or just plain feeling like a leper. As soon as we stop, we have more stress due to withdrawal banks, and with the method we relied on to remove that stress is now unavailable. Our resolve for quitting then proves to be shaky. After a few days of torture, we convince ourselves that we have picked the wrong time to quit, deciding we'll wait for periods without stress, which upon arriving removes every reason for initially stopping. Of course, that period will never arrive fully, and we'll begin to believe that our lives tend to become more and more stressful. We leave the protection of our parents and the stresses of our works, mortgages, buying shelter, and raising children begins to crowd our lives. But this is an illusion. The most stressful part of any creature's life are actually early childhood and adolescence. We tend to confuse responsibility and stress. A user's life, like a drug addict's, automatically becomes more stressful because one doesn't relax us or relieve stress as some try to make us believe. It's just the reverse, causing us to become more stressed as we continue using with every guilt-laden late night aftermath, piling more straw onto the camel's back. Even users who kick the habit, as most do one or more times throughout their lives, can lead perfectly happy lives that suddenly become hooked again, wandering into the pornographic maze. Our minds become hazy and we fall, and we spend the rest of our lives trying to escape. Many do succeed only to fall into the sinister trap at a later date. Solving the problem of porn addiction is a riddle. It's complex and difficult, but once you see the answer, it's simple and fun. And you wonder why you didn't think of that. EasyPeasy contains the solution to this puzzle, leading you out of the maze. Never venturing in again. All you have to do is follow every instruction to the letter. However, if you take a wrong turn by jumping chapter or blazing through the book at lightning speed without carefully making a deliberate effort on your first time reading, then the rest of the instructions are pointless. Anyone can find it easy to stop, but we must first establish the facts. No, not the facts designed to scare you. There's already more than enough information out there. If that was going to stop you, then you'd already have stopped. But why do we find it difficult to stop? Answering this requires us to know the real reason we are still using porn. Boiling down to two factors, they are nature and internet porn. Societal brainwashing. Porn users are intelligent, rational human beings. They know they are taking enormous future risks, so they spend a lot of time rationalizing their habit. But porn users in their hearts know they are fools, knowing they had no need to use one before becoming hooked. Most remember that their first peak was a mix of revulsion and novel curiosity. Then they specialize in locating, filtering, and bookmarking sites, working hard again to become hooked. Most unknowingly, there is a sense that non-addicts, older guys, and people living in countries where high-speed internet porn is unavailable aren't missing out on anything and find the situation laughable. By dismantling these factors in the next chapter, here too we'll understand the sinister trap